It really hasn't.
Just
People are getting to see how the sausage is made. I'm not sure it's a good thing.
Do we have an audience?
We have an audience of one who I'm about to let in.
I'm sure.
All right.
And you're YouTube live, right?
And we are YouTube live and we are recording. And I'm letting our audience member in. And as soon as Jeff comes in, I will throw it over to John and we will get started. And Sasha just came in. We can't start a show without Sasha.
Sasha.
There we go. All right, guys, we got a couple of people coming in. We are still missing a couple of our acts, but it is good to see both Jeff and Sasha. It's good to see your boxes there. Welcome to the Pop-Up Comedy Show. I am going to turn you over to your host today. He is a very funny man. You know him. You love him. You can't live without him. Put your hands together. Help me welcome Mr. John G. John G., ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's me. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. Welcome to the Wednesday edition. It is Wednesday, right? Yeah, the Wednesday edition of the Pop-Up Comedy Show. I don't know. I've been spending like the last 3 days in the basement bunker here at New Media Comedy Studios. So I don't know whether it's day or night or what day of the week it is. And before I went to go outside and it was raining. When did they predict rain for this week? Did you ever lose so much track of time in your life that you just don't even know when it's going to start raining or when it's supposed to do whatever it's supposed to do? I don't know. I guess the older I get, the less I care. So we've got a great lineup tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. I don't really have a lot of jokes tonight. I really don't. It's been a very busy work week. How many people have gotten so tied up at work because your work is in your house or your work is where you are that there is no separation any longer between work and not work. It's just life anymore. And you know what? Like, it's so boring. I sit down and do work emails in the middle of the night because there's nothing else to do. I've watched everything there is to watch on Netflix. I've gone through every chick flick there is, although most people will tell you if they know me, I love chick flicks anyway. You know, I saw The Christmas Catch. I saw, I don't know, some dude fall and catch this girl. I don't know. It's like crazy stuff, you know? And, you know, all that kind of stuff. I even got so desperate for something to do, I watched The Secret on Amazon. And I thought it was a good life lesson. How do you like that? I learned something from The Secret. Now it's no longer a secret. So is that kind of like oxymoron for the title? You know, like it's a secret that they let out, so it's no longer a secret. So is it a secret or is it not a secret anymore? I'm not really sure, you know, but I think my next step is to start taking up my old habits and go back to drugs. I just haven't figured out which one to start with yet, you know, because drugs was a good way to live. You never really understood what was going on half the time, and everything seemed really great. Although I will say that one of my most favorite experiences was when I went to an Ozzy Osbourne concert at the Meadowlands. I went in, I was tripping, drinking, and smoking a little black hash at the time. Yes, it was great. I was sitting there watching Ozzy do his thing, and at one point I told my friends I was going to take a pee. They said they found me laying in front of the doors of the Meadowlands and had to take me to the medic bay. Those were the days. Frick Corona. Frick Corona. Who wants to do anything with Corona? Yeah. And you know what? I got one more thing to say because I actually was at a customer site this morning, and I was practically by myself. There was one other person in this place. It was a restaurant, and you know, I wear these glasses, and when you wear the mask with this beard, the beard keeps pushing the mask up into the glasses, and I'm trying to fix this computer, and my glasses are fogging up, and I got so fed up, I just took the mask off, threw it on the counter, and started working. And the girl looks at me and goes, "Wow, you live dangerously. You took off your mask in here?" I'm like, oh my God, is that what the world's coming to? Living dangerously is not wrestling with guns live. It's taking off your mask in the restaurant. Anyway, that's my poor little rant for this evening. I'm going to get this party started and pass this over to one of our very funny female comedians this evening, a very funny lady that I know and love. Let's give it up for Dina Bankowitz. Dina! Fireball! Fireball!
Hey, everyone. Good to see some familiar faces. Thank you, John, for clarifying that I am, in fact, female in case the blue hair on the lipstick didn't give it away. No, but it's good. You guys, a lot of you know I'm single, still single, doing a lot of online dating. And I have to say I'm getting a little bit, not desperate. I mean, I am desperate, but I'm giving up hope a little bit. I've just decided I'm never going to find a guy, but I posted the link to the show on my dating app. So I may not get any dates, but we might get a few audience members. Jim, there is nothing I won't do for you. I just want you to know that. Some of you may know I am in Toronto, Canada. I am a remote New Yorker. I identify as a remote New Yorker currently in Toronto. And Toronto and Canada, I mean, Canada and the US, there's a lot of differences. Metric system, imperial, you know, I thought I'd be taller. I'm 4'6¾" in real life, but in Canada, I'm fucking 1.3 you know, and that's like being what, like 3/5 of a person. I'm sorry, Franz. I'm sorry, Isabel. I'm not racist. All heights matter, y'all. I know. And Jim put me first thinking this would be like the sweet non-political topic. Once you cross the border, babe. I know I hear like in the States and Mexico, they have coyotes, border smuggles. You know what they have in Canada? You know what the national animal of Canada is? The beaver. Thank you, Madeline.
Feminism.
About beavers later tonight. I'm like, nobody wants to show my beaver any love. Is it me or is it COVID? I don't know. Somehow making out in a bar with a stranger is just, so dangerous now. But yeah, dating, wow. And the other thing about Canada, I mean, I have had 2 dates. I've been here a month. I'm totally behind schedule. I have a reputation to keep up. So I'm like stockpiling them. I've got phone calls and walks in the park, coffee, video chats. But everything here is quiet and calm and clean. I fucking hate it. I don't belong here at all. And I realize it's also quiet and calm because there's a pot store on every other corner. Like banks in the US, pot stores here. And I don't even do drugs because look how hyper I am already. Like pot would probably put me to sleep. But they're creative. Like the names are creative and the decor and the design is cool. And I went into one of them and I got carded because you guys from the back, I still look like a teenager. That's what happens when you don't make 5 feet tall in a mask and a ponytail and no makeup. So the other thing they say, Toronto is New York's body double.
Exactly. Thank you. Y'all remember Anna, right?
So I'm basically living, hey, mute yourself. Look, the comments are heckling the audience. What's up is down, what's down is up. I feel like I'm in a whole nother continent. You guys, I'm just a few miles north of you. But it feels like forever. So they say that Toronto is New York's body double. So basically I'm living in New York stand-in. And there's a Flatiron building here, but it's like a quarter of the size. It looks like a little mock-up. And I'm walking down the street and I see bags of garbage And I get excited. I'm like, it's like New York. I feel like I'm back home. And then I look again. There were 5 bags. They didn't even block the entrance to the emergency room. Okay? The cardboard was folded up nice and neat with a bow on it. That's not how you do garbage, amateurs. New York City, garbage is 3 blocks long. You can't cross the street. It's where the rats go clubbing. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet. So yeah, this city is really boring, and I think after this set, no one's gonna want to be my friend anymore. So someone's gonna have to bring me back to New York. I mean, put me in your carry-on, I'll fit, and still have room for a couple of toys. Yeah, that's the dating life. That's my time. Stay safe, and bring me back.
Hey, give it up for Dina, everybody. All right. Don't worry, Dina. I have a big red bag, and when I pass through Canada, I'll scoop you up and bring you on back to New York, all right?
Santa's little Jewish elf.
That's right. Be ready and be dressed for the part, okay?
I always wanted a spot in John's bag, babes.
Ooh. Oh, man, I don't know. You talk about pot stores on every corner. Just think about it. New Jersey has legalized marijuana and closed restaurants in the same week. Anyway, I can't figure this place out to save my life. Can't figure it out. Well, let's keep this going. We're going to bring up your next very funny comedian. Let's give it up for Stuart Gibble. Stuart!
Hi, it's Stuart from Brooklyn.
Oh,
The
Brooklyn.
Celebration never ends. I thought I was done with politics for a while. I was going to take a break. But that only really works if both sides of the political spectrum live in reality. I won't mention any names, but when one side refuses to concede, I mean, I can't stop. I can't help myself. But don't worry. All my jokes are legal. There won't be a recount. And please turn on your microphone because all laughs matter. Anyway, I'm getting tired of being called names. I've been called a libtard, a cuck, a snowflake. And Newt Gingrich really tried to get the knife into my back when he said people who live in New York are elite Marxists. But it's true. I am an elite Marxist. I like Groucho more than Harpo, Harpo more than Chico. And I'm totally agnostic about Gummo and Zeppo. As for Karl Marx, I've never read him. But if they make a movie out of his book, I will download it illegally and view it at a later time. VP Harris, how does that sound? Pretty good, eh?
Woo!
I'm really excited about having a female vice president and someday a female president. I also think it's great because I think she's the most qualified to do the job. But I'm really happy because if I ever meet her, I could just say, Madam Vice President, and I don't have to try to pronounce her first name. Because every time I do that, I get it wrong. And I'm worried that people are going to think I'm racist. That isn't why you should think I'm racist. You should think I'm racist because sometimes I agree with Jared Kushner, who a couple weeks ago, he did an interview on TV and he was saying that blacks aren't as successful in business because they lack ambition. And I think there is some truth in that. Blacks do lack ambition. There are no black serial killers. Just think about this. This is sports people understand. There are more black hockey players than serial killers. And it really hurts the entertainment industry because every serial killer gets 2 or 3 movies made about him or a miniseries. But black actors can't play those roles. They don't get to be Dexter or Hannibal. They only get to be like victim number 2 or smart aleck cop. And, you know, I would say fuck Jared Kushner, but I think Lindsey Graham is already doing that. So I'm just going to leave it alone. And it's even worse because I think Mike Pence is jealous. And the other thing about Harris is that they keep making this big deal that she's the daughter of immigrants. And they've done this before with other candidates. And I go, so what? Why did her parents come here? They wanted a better life. Mission succeeded. I can't be vice president or president because I was born in this country and I'm white. And people just gave me stuff my whole life. They took away all my ambition. Know who I really feel sorry for? Is those children of immigrants that really worked hard the whole life and they're only doctors and lawyers. Man, their parents must give them shit all the time. Anyway, it looks like the Trump administration is pretty much going to end the way it started. It started with a ride down an escalator and it ended at a press conference at a lawn care center. You heard about this? Giuliani had a press conference at the Four Seasons Lawn Care Center. That's right between a crematorium and an adult bookstore. So basically, you could get your lawn supplies, have grandma cremated, and get all your porn. It's a happy ending for everyone. So a week ago, I voted, and it was a great day. I walked into the polling place. I waited in line for a few minutes. And in New York, you usually vote in like a high school or middle school. It's like the gym or the cafeteria. It's a wide open space. There's plenty of workers. You stand in the right line. And after I scanned my vote, my plan was to yell, fuck Trump, fuck Trump, fuck Trump. But I didn't. I just screamed. I didn't say anything. And everyone looked at me and said, yeah, we know why you're happy. We get it. Just don't start dancing, white boy. And I went home and I was thrilled and I was happy. And then I watched the returns and I went up and down and the next day and the next day. And finally on Saturday, it was announced that Biden had mathematically won the Electoral College and people in Brooklyn were screaming all over the place. There was horns honking. There was people banging pots and pans. I went to the park. There was a woman with a cowbell. And for the first time in my life, I got to yell, more cowbell, and it made sense. And I heard stories that in Prospect Park, there were women running around topless. Now, I didn't see any boobs in the wild, but just knowing that people were doing that made me happy. And then, of course, Trump said, whatever he said. And I realized he was talking to me. He doesn't want me to be happy. I don't know about the rest of you. He just doesn't want me to be happy. But you know what? I'm fighting back. I'm still celebrating. I'm still glad I'm voted. I'm still screaming all the time. And I'm going to keep partying until Joe Biden is sworn in January. And that's it. That's my time. Thank you very much. Here's my sticker. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, give it up for Stuart. He voted. Yay! Stuart, I'm like done with the election. I'm so tired of hearing about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
I'm done.
Well,
I'm
go
like
back.
the most anti-political person in the world, and it's just like it's wearing on me finally.
I think
I
you
don't
need to
know.
go back in your cave.
I do. I love it down here in my basement where nobody else can find me. If the world blew up, I would probably survive down here. I really would. Anyway,
Thank you.
thank you. You did a great job there. Keep going again for Stuart, everybody. Give it up for Stuart. Oh, man. All right. So let's see who we got coming up next. Oh, we got a very funny young lady who at the beginning of this said she's got no jokes. I don't know. Let's see how this goes. I'm sure
she has jokes.
I'm sure she does. She's gonna pull it out. Let's give it up for Madeline Cahill. Madeline!
Yeah, no, I definitely don't have jokes, so lower your expectations, however low they may be for a white woman already. I am a female. I use the pronoun she, her, which is really important to identify at the beginning of a conversation. I love that. I say that I'm like female adjacent, which is that like I'm a woman, but my vagina would be voiced by a man, like if it were a cartoon character. Like Tony, like somebody like Vincenzo, like somebody with some oomph, you know what I mean? Like most women, I really do not like my body even a little bit. My least favorite part of my body is my breasts. I don't like my boobs at all because I have like huge boobs, but I don't have hot girl big boobs, like Selma Hayek heaving bosom boobs, like Zorro type shit. I have the tits of a woman who sells cheese at a medieval fair. Like I have like honkers, you know what I mean? Like I got some weight to them. A lot hairier than I would have anticipated. That's more about me than you guys need to know. I've been watching a lot of porn as quarantine goes on. I'm still quarantining, I'm still self-isolating, I'm watching a ton of porn. And there's really just so much porn that is family-based that I really believe that we need socialized healthcare just for therapy. Like there's just so much fucking family porn. People need to go to therapy. It's like every single porn that you watch is like stepson finds stepmom in compromising position. And the compromising position is her arm is in the garbage disposal. Like that's not a compromising position, that's a life or death situation. Like you need to be doing more than admitting your feelings for her right now. You need to lube her up and slip her out. Like, let's talk about this later. We need to take some serious action. That's so upsetting. Then again, I don't fix the garbage disposal butt ass naked. So, you know, maybe she was asking for it. You know, we're not gonna do that. Watching porn before you come and after you come is totally different experiences, honest to God. Because before I come, I can kind of, I don't really mind what the characters are saying, what the actors are saying. It's very like, I can be like, oh, you have a nice dress, or you know what I mean? Like I can dub my own stuff after it. After I come, you really hear what the actors are saying. They're saying horrible things. And all I can do is watch it and go, do you kiss your mother on the pussy with that mouth? You know what I mean? Like that's a little bit too much. Yeah, I have been working on my anxiety. I have anxiety that is unbridled. It's so powerful and so rampant, so wonderful. And it's why I have a Twitter. But in order to combat my anxiety, my therapist suggested that I write down like my anxious thoughts in notes when I'm drunk specifically. And I thought I'd share some of those with you today. I'm fat, but what am I gonna do? Go for a run. What would I be running from? I hate the American education system. I had a cyst in my ovary and I had a hot doctor ask me what was wrong. I was in so much pain. I told him, I think I'm sitting on my butthole wrong, which really, really did happen. I went into the hospital and the doctor said, what do you think is wrong with you? And I said, I think I'm sitting on my butthole wrong. And he said, that's not a medical condition. I need you to give me more information. And I blame the American educational system, not my ability to talk about what's going on. Men's rite of passage in life is getting their first car. A woman's rite of passage is getting her first restraining order. Every good woman has one or two restraining orders out before she turns 18. I like when men say they love philosophy and you say, what kind of philosophy? And they say, I like talking about the universe and aliens, which is not philosophy. That would be like me finding a quarter in my couch cushions and telling them I love economics. This one just says, I thought Che Guevara was a fruit. I didn't know that was a person. I thought that was a really cool fruit I was missing out on. Elon Musk, Kaiser Soze, his own name. And then, and on obligational gayness, just assume that everyone wants to fuck themselves and work backwards from there. Those are all of the jokes that I have, guys. That's all that I have.
All right.
Thank you.
Kaiser Sose, oh my God.
You got jokes.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Oh man. So I don't know if any of you guys out there are self-help like idiots, but like I am. Like I listen to all this self-help stuff. And I was listening to this thing today about how to like get out of your shell and how to express yourself and get out there in the world. And the guy says, take a picture of yourself with 3 fingers sitting up like this, post it on Instagram and Facebook and ask the question, when you think about me, what 3 things do you think about? Does anybody in the world think that that's a positive experience? Please. I think I'm going to try it just for the hell of it to see what response I get. I don't know. Anyway, enough for self-help. Let's keep it going with some comedy. Let's give it up for your next very funny comedian. Let's give it up for James DeSalvo. James!
Hey, James.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I'm looking at myself in the camera. I look so friggin' pale. I'm like the kid from Powder. What the hell, man? God, I could be a White Walker in Game of Thrones. What's going on today? But I realize even looking this sick, I could never be sick growing up as a kid. I could never fake it. My mom was a nurse. So she took temperatures the old-fashioned way. That was an uncomfortable few minutes just to get out of a day of school, I'm telling you. And I saw a commercial recently about this new thermometer, and the mom's taking the temperature with the thing going in the ear. He's like, I don't like that pointy thing in my ear. Your ear? You got off light, kid, all right? Thanks, great. Ooh, you're being inconvenienced. I was your age, I was being prepped for prison, okay? And it's true. Every generation is getting weaker. I mean, you know, ooh, kale shakes. Is it organic? Ooh, protests over haircuts. I'm guilty. I don't get my like venti latte, whatever. I'm a bitch for the rest of the day. I mean, our ancestors would look at us and kick our asses, all right? I mean, Ireland, women used to give birth in the field. They're farming. Don't even stop. Baby just drops out. Does she stop? No, she's still going. Baby's bouncing along behind her. And that kid better be working back there, that's for sure. Pick some potatoes up, you lazy Irish, I'm telling you. Anybody out there drinking, by the way?
Not now.
Good. All right, then you can all tell me one question.
Yep.
Why did beer have to change? Used to be you get like a Schlitz or a Rheingold or something. Now it's infused with chocolate flavors. Ooh, and a hint of leather. What? You wouldn't do the other drugs. Ooh, vanilla scented heroin. Ooh, some lavender infused crack. You know? Oh, this meth has a nice hint of boysenberry. It'll pair really well with the fish. But in the pandemic, we're trapped indoors, so my wife says, oh, let's spice things up in the bedroom. Okay, sure. So we made a sex tape, which wasn't good. She added the laugh track. Then she tells me, oh, honey, I want to try a 3-way. Like, look at me, look at my age. I don't have the strength for that. She said, it's okay. I'm not invited anyway. And like Madeline, my wife does suffer from anxiety. So she wants to try that whole thing where you take mushrooms to kind of ease the anxiety. I've seen her get drunk from 2 wine coolers. She throws up after 4 Advil. Oh yeah, let's throw in psychotropic drugs to, you know, reduce anxiety. That's great. Oh, next I'll do heroin for weight loss. You don't know, my habits are foods, especially Oreos. Have you seen the Most Stuff Oreo yet? They are this thick with cream, swear to God. Now we've all, you know, double stuffed the singles, right? And hey, I even mastered double stuffing the double stuff. But I was an idiot, and I tried the double stuff of Most Stuff. Now I've never OD'd on heroin, but I'm pretty sure it's like that. My heart's beating a mile a minute. Oh my God, I'm going deaf and blind. And I swear to God, I saw dead relatives just beckoning me to the other side. No. And then they go the other extreme. Just those little thin Oreo thins, like communion wafers. I would go back to church if communion wafers were like that. Oh, body of Christ. Oh, Jesus had a creamy center. This is good. Great, thanks. And how does the Catholic Church advertise communion wafers? Jesus, it's the other white meat. Jesus, it's what's for dinner. Well, on that, I will let you go in peace, my children. Back to the Reverend John G. Thank you very much.
Hey, keep it going for James, everybody.
James.
Right, the other white meat. I love it. Let's keep this going. Let's bring up our next very funny young lady. Let's give it up for Marjani Jones. Marjani!
Johnny.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, because Jim told me to unmute, but I thought it was unmuted already. What's going on, everybody?
Woo.
I really
Great.
don't care. I was just being polite. So I'm exhausted. I was working on my bootleg light-skinned Leslie Jones look tonight. This is probably the only time you'll see me like this, hair standing on top of my head, no eyebrows. I don't know. I just got a lot going on right now. So I just lost my father. So I'm still dealing with the grief. But he's probably in heaven, hell, or purgatory saying, bitch, stop blaming me for your shortcomings. You weren't even speaking to me for years. But thank God we had reconciled though. So one good thing that came out of it is no more masturbating. I can't have my dad watching me. It's just completely uncomfortable. I'm not Tiffany Trump or Ivanka or anybody else who fits that category. So you ever felt like you wanted to shit on yourself? Half of you are like, no, and the other half of you, well, I wear a diaper every day. So circa 19 what was it, like 93, 94, I was in summer school in Tuskegee, Alabama. I had a paper due. True Marjani fashion, I was procrastinating. So what do? We go to the Auburn Library because racism is even in libraries. I went to an HBCU. Our library was subpar, and Auburn's library was far better. So I wanted to produce a good paper. So we drove to Auburn, 20 minutes away, me and my roommate. And I decided, I'm just a broke college student. This paper is due. I need this library book. So I stole that library book. And then as I'm exiting, beep, 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 the alarms go off. So I'm shaking, I'm nervous. And this is when I wanted to shit on myself. It didn't happen, but I wanted to shit on myself. So they just interviewed me, asked me a few questions, let me go. So I go back to my apartment in Tuskegee the next day on a Sunday. It's the Auburn University Police. Miss Lawrence, please come out. We just want to question you. So I'm naive and scared and feeling like I wanted to shit on myself. So I get in the car. We drive to Auburn. We're cracking down on stealing library books. We're going to arrest you. I'm like, what? What? So I was arrested, fingerprinted, mugshot, everything for one library book, not two, not three, one library book. So I knew I couldn't call my mother. I knew I couldn't be like, I'm arrested for stealing a library book. And she had paid for summer school. This was during summer school. So I called the next best person, my aunt, who has still held this secret until this day. So my mother, unless she sees this video, she doesn't know about this, and I'm 47. So I called my aunt crying in Durham, North Carolina. Well, how much money do you need? I'll bail you out. Just wait a minute. I'll Western Union your roommate the money. So I don't know what happened. She gave me something. I went to a bail bondsman. I do remember someone going to a bail bondsman for me. Went to the bail bondsman. I got out. And then when I went, I still had to go before the judge. they told me, you talk about going back in time. I don't want to compare to slavery, but I'm on the little bougie side. They offered me to get on the back of a fucking garbage truck every Saturday to work it off. Are you fucking kidding me? Me get on the back of a garbage truck? So I was supposed to get on the back of the garbage truck, and I said, no, I'll just pay. I'll pay. So I got on a payment plan. I think I gave them two payments, maybe. I don't know. I can't even fucking remember that shit. All I know is that when I applied for a job at the post office, I told them I had never been arrested. And I don't mind confessing it now because the statute of limitations has run out. Thank you. That's my time.
Hey, keep it going for Marjani. Everybody.
Marjani!
All right. We're gonna keep this going, and we are gonna give it to Cats. Just Cats. Come on, Cats. That would be you. Yes, right there in that block.
All right. So, Marjani, I
Yes.
just have one thing to say to you. Roll Tide. Roll
And that's my
motherfucking Tide.
team too. I could never root for Auburn after that.
But you went to Auburn to steal a book.
No, I went to Tuskegee. I know, but I could never.
How dare you set foot on that campus? How dare you? Sacrilege. Oh my goodness. Anyway, let's move it along, shall we? So I don't know about you, but I'm trying to get ready for bikini season. Yeah, I said it. And when I was shopping, well, granted, this was a few weeks ago. I was at Walmart. Yes, I shop at Walmart. I am not that elitist. I will go anywhere that has the best deal. You know you would too. So I was at Walmart and I was looking at bathing suits, and there was this rack of swim trunks, and they were just like had a big sign, new 8-inch inseam. Walmart was bragging about having an 8-inch inseam. The joke writes itself, guys. Do I gotta put two and two together? Obviously, tell that Walmart only caters to white people. They don't sell swim trunks with an 8-inch inseam at Urban Outfitters. That's all I'm saying. You'll connect the dots later. It's okay. All right. Just a quick question: is there a hierarchy in the trans community? Like, do those who can afford the operation look down on those who are just like drag queens because they can't afford? No, is that? Are we too PC for? Am I not woke enough for that? Is that what you're telling me? Yes. No. All right. So yeah, obviously you can tell I'm a little messed up. Like some people have had like parents, like, you know, Stuart, your person is here, like watching you and supporting you like always. My dad, when he sat me down for the talk, all those many moons ago, you guys know the talk, right? The birds and the bees. That's what you guys may have gone through. My dad sat me down and told me about the 3 Fs. Do you guys want to hear about the 3 Fs?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
It's very, very simple. You find them, you fuck them, you forget them. This was my introduction to sex, guys. I was 9. So you could say that I've been a little scarred ever since. I still don't know my girlfriend's name because I'm supposed to forget. Catch on. You'll catch on. No? All right, whatever. All right, the last thing I'm going to send you off with, because we're not connecting. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just my persona, or the fact that I'm not funny. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. But I just a quick public service announcement. Did you know that prostitution is illegal? Who'd have thunk? Prostitution, it's the world's oldest profession. Everybody knows that, and now it's illegal. That should have been on the ballot, not the marijuana. We can get away with it. I'm just saying, like, is there like a D league for the statutes before they go pro? Like at what point do you lose your amateur status? Do you have is there like a let's see, a blowjob university that you have to like go down and get your certificate, get your BS and BJ or something? No? All right. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you. Have a nice
everybody.
day.
Keep it going for kids. Yay, kids. Great job there, buddy. All right. Let's keep this right on rolling. We're going to bring up our next funny young lady. Let's give it up for Isabel Pierre. And you guys got to watch her Instagram show. It's pretty cool. Isabel.
Hey guys. When the world ends, I want to be obliterated with the first wave of people. I don't want to be around for any of the middle stuff. I don't want to be around for the buildup. And that's because I don't want to live in a world where I can't go to a CVS and get a painkiller. Like that's my baseline level of survival, which is like pretty terrible because there are already people on the planet who live like that. But like, like if I'm gonna live on this planet, like my agreement with God is that there better be an operational fucking pharmacy. I have been fantasizing, you guys, about Mitch McConnell. I have. His death. I want it to be long and slow and painful, but like I can't even wish cancer on him because he probably has good health care. This guy, man, he has like, I feel like all his power comes from his jowl. Have you guys seen it? Like, I think there's like an evil brain living in that thing, feeding him strategy for how to destroy the earth. And I think about him when I think about all the people asking for forgiveness. You know, it's time for the country to heal and it's time for everyone to come together. And it's like in every like post-apocalyptic or science fiction like television show, there's a character who's a huge asshole, right? Who gets a mid-series redemption arc, no matter how much this person messed up, right? So like, let's say Mitch, right? They'll give Mitch a backstory where his dad was mean to him and the first woman who he ever loved broke his heart. And that'll be the reason to empathize with old Mitch, yeah? Like, that's what I think about. It's like, this isn't the mid-season redemption arc. Like I'm still angry. I don't want like I just feel like white supremacy is like holding all of us hostage. So switching it up a bit, my friend was dating a man who said he can feel her IUD, which is yeah, right, Emily, right, Madeline, which is interesting. Because we can't even feel them. So it I had questions. I wish people would stop sharing their hashtag fitness journeys. I realized I don't actually care how much weight you've lost. or that keto gives you a flat stomach and you can eat all the bacon you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, there's nothing that inspires me to cook faster than a 1 hour wait time on Uber Eats. It's like, thank you. I'll keep my little $30 for my one burrito with a million fees plus tips and go look in my fridge and see what I can cook together with some expired eggs and some fucking spinach. Like, no thanks. I want to live like I'm in an advertisement for clothing made from recycled material. The women in those ads always look so calm, you know? It's like, I want to embrace a slow lifestyle. I want to rewash what rags and use reusable pads, you know? No one else wants to constantly wash menstrual blood out of their pads and then put them back on. So here's the thing. I feel like people romanticize this like slow, old way of doing things. And there must be some old-timey ghost staring at you going like, why, stupid? Like, if the pioneers had Prime, they would have ordered snacks instead of eating themselves, you know? Yeah, guys. So if you log on to the Isabel Pierre on Instagram, you can see a comedy special called Participation Award. It's about 12 minutes in total, little videos, 1 to 2 minute videos. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Hey, everybody, give it up for Isabel. I watched the videos. They're good. They're good. Everybody's got to go check them out on Instagram.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, let's keep this going. We're going to bring up your next very funny young lady. Let's give it up for Emily Page. Emily!
Hey, guys. So I'm really pumped. I'm really excited because I recently celebrated my 1-year anniversary. Yes, thank you. It was 1 year since my divorce. So thank you. Yes, very exciting. I celebrated by opening a bottle of my favorite wine, putting on my wedding video, and just laughing at that idiot in the white dress. I had a great time. Awesome. It got me thinking, though, imagine if I had celebrated my divorce the way those people in California celebrated their gender reveal. Like, imagine if I lit my dress on fire and burned down a forest. So plenty of options for next year. My friends have been really supportive. They were asking me the other day, you know, what did you do with the ring? Did you trade it in for cash? I was like, no, I traded it in for freedom and happiness. My dad's been great too. He was giving me advice. He's like, you know, I know the divorce wasn't your fault, and I know someday you'll meet somebody else. And I just want you to know that when you do, if you screw that one up, I'm not paying for another wedding. Fair. A lot of times when I tell people that I'm divorced, they'll go, oh, I'm so sorry. And it's always obvious to me that those people have never been married. No, I'm not against getting married again someday. I just think that my expectations will be more realistic next time around. I mean, like, even my wedding vows will be more realistic. I'll be like, I take you to be my second choice for convenience or for lack of trying. For richer or at least a 401k. In sickness, unless it involves throwing up. Or in health, unless you have a solid life insurance policy. As long as we both shall live, or until I find someone better. So there's that. I have a 2-year-old daughter named Ava, or as I like to call her, birth control. She's no, she's awesome. I do love her. And I'm not saying she's a psychopath, but she does laugh every time we watch The Lion King and Mufasa dies. So there's that. No, before you become a parent, though, you really don't know what you're capable of. Like, before I had my daughter, I never really understood why parents were always complaining that they were tired. Then I had my daughter and spent many nights wondering how much Tylenol was enough to make her sleep, but not kill her. I felt that freeze. Oh, Zoom comedy. How much fun. Yeah, so we'll just go from there. That's fine. Oh my goodness. No. Sometimes I do feel like a bad mom though. Like when I went back to work after having my daughter, everybody was coming up to me like, oh my gosh, you must miss her so much. And I was just like, who? My friends ask me all the time what it's like being a mom. And I said, basically, being a mom is having to pee all the time and never being able to go by yourself. Now, dating as a single mom has been interesting. I was talking to this one guy and he's like, I understand that I'll never be number one in your life because that's your daughter. And I just want you to know that I'm okay with being number 2. And I was like, my daughter's like 5th. So you're like 9th at best. Priority. No, I think people get the wrong idea about me because I'm a single mom. Like they think I want more children, but I just want more sleep. Or they think I'm looking for a baby daddy and I just want a babysitter. No, a friend of mine was trying to set me up with somebody. She's like, I met someone, but they're a lot younger than you. I was like, younger than me? I'm not that old. So how young is this guy? Like, does he have a curfew? Can he go out on school nights? Does his mom need my number in case of an emergency? Can he see R-rated movies? And most importantly, how much does this babysitting job pay? I got one more for you guys. So a friend of mine, I was talking to her the other day and she was telling me about the insurance she gets through work. She was telling me how pregnancy and attempted suicide are listed under the same coverage category. And I was like, well, that makes sense. She's like, it does? I'm like, yeah, they both end your life. So thanks, everybody.
All right, keep it going for Emily, everybody. All right. Are you guys ready for your headliner of this evening?
Yes.
He's a very funny man. He's got a special on Amazon called Not Dead Yet. So he's always here every week trying to prove that, but we don't believe him. Let's give it up for Mr. Jim Mandrino.
Oh my. This is an exciting night for me because I'm actually performing in pajamas for the first time ever. This is awesome. It's really good because it's like immediately upon ending the show, it's like my 2 favorite things back to back, performing and sleeping. It's like a power trip right now. If I could get laid somewhere in between these 2 places, that would just be the trifecta right there. I am not going to get laid because my wife is actually away for a whole week. She went down to the Dominican Republic, and I've been up here living the bachelor life, which includes all the things that, and married dudes know this. You get married and you make a social contract with the person you're married to. And that social contract basically says, you'll get to a point where you nag me enough that I will stop doing some shit around you. I'm still going to do that shit, but I'm just not going to do it around you. You know, that's the social contract that you get to. You know what I'm saying? So, for instance, there's a couple of things we have a moratorium on in the house. Like, she does like to see me drinking diet soda because this will kill you. And so apparently, if it's in the house, it's next. So right now, I've got just so many bottles lined up. I actually figured out how many bottles I could drink now, between now and when her plane lands, which means if I'm even late getting back to the house by 5 minutes, I'm going to be spending the last 20 minutes of this time chugging things. But the big one is White Castle. Are you guys familiar with White Castle?
Yes, the crave.
If you do not know what White Castle is, if you're going through the list of, you know, the finest culinary treats that you can actually eat in a civilized society, White Castle would not be on that list anywhere. I'm not even quite sure it's food, but here's what it is. It is ingrained in my DNA because at the age of 15, when I first started getting drunk, the bar that would serve me as an underage drinker was directly next door to a White Castle. So you would drink till 2 a.m., get shit-faced, wander next door to White Castle, just eat White Castles until the next day nobody wanted to be around you because there was a smell permeating from your body. And I'm not talking farts. That happened too. But I'm talking it just would seep so far in that when you sweat, you smelled like the grill from White Castle. Literally, like you'd walk into a room and people would be going, I want a double cheeseburger. I don't know why. And I'm there like, dude, it was a bad night. Leave me the fuck alone. So I've been eating White Castle. I've been drinking sodas. And I've been rediscovering the true New York experience, and that is a love for all things Entenmann's. I don't know if you, because here's the whole thing. Like, my wife is like, you need to be healthy. You need to be alive for a long time. You need to eat better. And then she leaves, and I'm there like, what shit can I put in my body? I'm pretty much thinking that I may be dead by the time she lands. That is how much I'm abusing myself at this point. All right, so let me talk about this. It's been we've been Zooming, and I'm tired of the Zooming. I love you people. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for showing up. I am tired of the. Here's how much I hate the Zooming. I can't even watch porn anymore because it feels like I'm Zooming. That is how bad it is. I'm looking at the small screen going, I'm not whacking off to this. I refuse. No more. I've been so deep in the pandemic that it's changing my philosophy on life, because I was one of those guys that never understood the allure of strip clubs or the allure of prostitutes. You know, pay for something like that. But here we are, and we're 8 months into this, and pretty much I would give someone $50 for a hug. I really would. They're like, you want me to blow you? No, you need to love me. You need to show me some real fucking emotion. And even if you got to fake it, because I don't mind that. What else is on my list? I do want to talk about this. You guys know who Price Wallace is? This is the best news story of the week. On Saturday, when Joe Biden was announced the winner of the election by all the major networks, a Mississippi Republican lawmaker came out and said, well, maybe it's time that Mississippi secedes from the union and becomes its own country. And first of all, he didn't tweet Mississippi should secede from the union. He said Mississippi should succeed from the union because the fucker can't spell. That's the first thing. If you're going to be a racist, can you at least take a basic English class? Can you at least do that? You're from America. Speak English. Can you fucking spell English? I'll trade off. I'll have all the immigrants speak English if you can actually fucking read and write it, Gunther. He tweets this out, and it got me to thinking, do we really need Mississippi? Do we really? I'm willing to give that one up. They can take Alabama with them. You know,
Yes,
turn it into the kingdom of Alabama and Mississippi. I don't care. You got to leave New Orleans because I'm not fucking giving up beignets. But you can take the other ones. You know what I'm saying? While we're at it, you can take Northern Florida too. Let's make Orlando the dividing line. We'll keep Orlando like a North Korea, South Korea thing. We'll have North Florida, South Florida. Yeah, North Florida goes to the Southerners. South Florida goes to the Northerners. We'll all be properly confused, but we'll have a better country. This is all I'm saying. Because I'm thinking if you're gonna threaten to leave the Union, you should at least bring something to the Union. What does Mississippi bring to our Union? What are we gonna miss if they leave? The annual King fucking festival in Tupelo? No, we're not going to miss that, okay? There is nothing about Mississippi that you could look at and say, if they left, I would miss it. What about the heritage? Elvis? We got Tennessee, all right? He moved. Even he realized I need to get the fuck out of Mississippi, and he moved to Tennessee. So we're going to let them go. And I'm thinking that there's a few states we can actually let go. Yeah, let's be really honest. I don't mean to be elitist and but anybody really need the Dakotas? Do you need them? Do you need them? No, we don't need it. You can have the Dakotas. Anybody need Wyoming? Let's be really honest. I could get my beef from Argentina. I don't need Wyoming. Get it from somewhere else. All right? Do you need Montana? Yeah, I'm kind of a little partial to Montana. You know why? Because it confuses the idiots in school. Point to Montana on the map and you can watch the little fucking heads explode. 9 times out of 10, they touch Idaho. And they go, is this it? And they're like, no, but you're a fucking mental midget. So a bunch that we can let go of is all I'm saying. Here's the other thing I'm saying. Did you notice when you look at the map of the states that Biden won, it's all the vacation places. It's all the good places. And all the shitholes are what Trump won. Like, really, it's the entire Northeast and the Northeast beaches. If you go down the coastline in North Carolina and South Carolina, the beach areas, one for Biden, and the interior. So here's what we're saying. If you have even that much fucking joy in your life, that much fucking joy, you didn't vote for Trump. That's all I'm saying. If you saw the possibility of a rainbow at some point in your future, you just went, nope, I can't do this. I'm looking forward. I don't know how you guys are. And everyone wants that peaceful transition of power. Now, here's what I'm going to say. I absolutely want him to be thrown out on the 20th of January, but I don't want the peaceful transition of power. I want this delusional motherfucker to have to be carried out by 8 Secret Service agents flailing around like baby Huey, going, no, I want the election. And people going, sure you did, Grandpa, and being bounced down the steps of the Capitol. Does anybody else want to see that? Do you just want to see him like shoved through the gates of the White House? And here's the best part, because you know if he didn't prepare, if he didn't leave in a peaceful fashion and they shove him through the gates, it could be a whole lot of people waiting on Black Lives Matter Boulevard just to say hello. Just a little friendly hello to the Trump family. You know, so I think that I'm really looking forward to the pure theater and spectacle of that. I'll also talk about this before I go. I've been thinking a lot about the before times. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the times before the great pandemic. Because that's what we have now. We have the stories that we're going to tell our kids and our grandkids. Well, there's a time before the great pandemic when I went to a Def Leppard concert. And I stood amongst 30,000 other people hearing the world's shittiest band. We have those stories, and I think that's an awesome thing that we have the before time stories. I've been thinking a lot about human interaction with my audience, because I get a little bit of interaction with the audience on Zoom, but mostly that connects through social media. But you would get like face-to-face audience members talking to you at the end of it. And that's, I miss that. I had a show on Saturday night, and I actually talked to one audience member for all of about 30 seconds, and it was fucking awesome. You know what I mean? It's like, holy shit, it's a real human being. You know what I mean? I'm there like, can I touch you? And not in a creepy way. But she was cute, so I also would have touched her in a creepy way. But the point I'm trying to make is that I missed those before times. And I remembered a show I did at Gotham Comedy Club, and it was a great show, and it was packed. And after the show, I finished my set, and I'm leaving the club, and a gentleman starts running after me, and he goes, "Jim, excuse me." And I'm there like, "Yes, sir." He goes, "You're very funny. Do you happen to have a card?" And I'm there like, "Well, yeah, here's my card. Is there a gig that you want to contact me about?" And he looks me dead in the eye and goes, "No, I just thought you were really nice and maybe wanted to see if you wanted to grab a cup of coffee." And I fucking blushed like a schoolgirl. Here's the whole thing. Yeah, it didn't challenge my heterosexuality. Like I'm there like, "No, I'm still straight, but he thinks I'm cute. He thinks I'm cute." I'm running around like a fucking cartoon character, you know, all of a sudden. So, but here's look at me. Just look at me. What about this look? What about the white male, balding, older? What about me looks tolerant? Looks like that would have been a good idea. You put a red hat on me, and I am like this close to being the guy that says, "You ain't from around here, are you, boy?" I know I have that look. So what is this guy looking at me like? All of a sudden, I'm his Moby Dick. Like, "Oh, I'm gonna reel this one in. I'm gonna get me one for the whole team." Which I thought was amazing. And it was a good coffee date. You know, trust me, he was very generous. But anything else I want to do before I pop on out of here? Yeah, I'll do this one, and then I will definitely let you guys. Anybody having weird dreams in the coronavirus? Like weird fucking dreams?
Yeah.
Like I had one dream where a good friend of mine was killing all of my childhood pets. And it's a friend I didn't know from my childhood. It's somebody I met like 5 years ago. But apparently she's back in time when I'm 6 years old, which was way before she was born, and she's fucking killing my pets. And I can't make heads or tails of it. So it was weird because I had like 3 weeks where I couldn't talk to her. And she's there like, "Are you mad at me?" And I'm there like, "Dude, you keep killing my fucking pets." And she's there like, "It's not me." And I'm there like, "It's not you, but it is you." So that was weird enough. And then I was having, you know, odd dreams of other people. And lately she's back. And we've been platonic friends. And we have been having, like, in my dreams, the most sexualized dreams of all that. This is somebody I'm not even attracted to and who I know is not attracted to me, but we are going at it in ways that have been physically impossible for me since I turned 40. You know, it's pretty much I've not only having sex with her, but I've gone back in a time machine. And here's now I get it. It's me, it's not her, it's not real. I get it all. But the problem is when you have that dream and then the next morning you're talking to somebody on Zoom, they're like, "I saw your nipples last night." And that's not a good place to be in because I didn't really see her nipples. I saw what I thought were her nipples, which means I have an opinion on her nipples. And it says really shitty things about me that I have opinions on a platonic female friend's nipples. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm there like I should be a better person and not have any curiosity about your nipples, but yet I have curiosity and I've actually manifested it. So it was really, really weird. And it made me like weigh, you know, myself and like you examine yourself when you realize that there's a shitty flaw in your humanity. I don't know what kind of person you guys are, but I sit there and I go, "Okay, what does this tell me about myself? What do I need to know about myself because of this?" And I've come to the conclusion that I don't think I'm a bad guy, and I don't think that I'm really trying to sexualize her, but I really think when I boil it down, that I just have the need to see the boobs of every woman in the world. That is what I'm thinking. Young, old, gay, straight, nice, not nice. I just want to see them. Not so much because it's a sexual thing, but I think I have a morbid curiosity. And I think I just want to be able to go. It's like trading cards when you were a kid. You didn't really want the Dave Kingman baseball card, but you just wanted to be able to say, yeah, I got one. That's what I want to be able to do. So I'm going to leave you guys with that thought. Have a good night. Here's John. Bye, everybody.
Hey, everybody, give it up for Jim. All right. Hey, Jim, there's a good movie on Amazon you should watch.
What's that?
It's about how they tried to steal the presidency or some stuff like that. You'll love it. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you'll love it. Trust me.
Yeah. After that, I will wipe my ass with the Constitution. Daily double.
Oh, man. Anyway, it was a great show tonight. Give it up for all the great comedians we had. Come on. Give it up for the audience members and all you lovely people out there on YouTube Live, because we are live. All right. Next week, Jim, when is the show? Wednesday, Thursday?
Maybe next Thursday.
What's
next
that?
Next Thursday.
Next
and then
Thursday.
The following week, we're back to Wednesday because Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Because we'll all be stuffed.
Yep.
Yep.
That is
All right. All right, everybody. Thanks very much. Have a great night.
Take care.